What is going on out there, peeps? Yeah, I saw you guys. Yeah, it's crashing a little bit. We'll get into the details of that. There's a couple things about that we'll talk about in just a second. But I do want to remind everybody, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. If you are a first-time buyer in Puerto Rico or the United States and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. All right. You guys know I have the other YouTube channel. There's more things I could post over there than I can here. So, you're welcome to come check me out over there. There's a lot of stuff I do in NESARA, GESARA, news updates, the whole 9 yards. I did this interview with the guy that was actually in the Capitol. You should go check that out. Again, it's the link for this is in the description. As you guys are well aware, pretty soon I'm going to be leaving Twitter and going over to the more conservative friendly as well as constitutional friendly websites. UGEtube is a big one. Right now they're doing a little maintenance and upgrading to make sure the servers can handle the amount of people that are flooding over there due to people leaving Twitter. Again, I've talked to the owner of this company. He's a great guy. He's very into doing whatever it takes to, protect and express our constitutional rights. And so, over here, they don't edit, delete, remove videos, don't censor people. Same thing with LBRY here. You guys know that LBRY is the same. It looks just like YouTube, but they don't do any of the censoring or editing or anything else. So the links for all these, again, are in the description. You guys know I have Facebook at Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's a group on Facebook. You guys are free to come join us over there. It's a free group. And over here, you can post any questions you might have about different investments. There's a lot of knowledgeable people, if I can't get to you, that will help you out. The other day, I was running around on the internet looking at stuff, and then I saw my name pop up on something. I went to it, and I said, what the hell is this? Somebody posted in Reddit. This is a funny thing. It says, who is this Pimpy investment guy? My mom keeps sending me videos from this guy as a cautionary tales for why I need to stock up on food and keep my savings in gold under my mattress. He seems to be her main source of QAnon bullshit. I don't know if I'd never done no QAnon stuff. So that's funny. Anyways, P's asking people who the hell I was. It's just funny, man. I was like, it's funny to see your name pop up somewhere. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I thought it was funny. I thought I would share it with you guys. So, yeah, that popped up. I was like, what the hell? Well, let me give you a shout out to the mother, whoever his mother is. I appreciate you being a subscriber. And just let them know, although I will mention things pertaining to QAnon, I wouldn't call myself a QAnon, extremist or somebody that knows it as well as other people. I do pay attention to it, but like everything else, I approach everything with a grain of salt just because. So what's going on? Why is everybody going crazy? Well, there's a good reason. A lot of things are happening to those cryptocurrencies I warned everybody about. I said they're very volatile, but I also showed you guys a graph back in 2017. The value of the currency shot up super quick. And then almost overnight, they just fell off. And people are like, do you think this is it now? Do you think this is the time, Pimpy? I'll say, oh, hold on. We'll talk about that here in just a second. First, let me cover gold and silver. Again, gold and silver running horizontal. They get up there, then they get knocked down. They get up there, then they get knocked down. This is what's going on. I mentioned this several times. The powers that be, the banks, the elites, I hate calling them the elites because I don't think they're elite. Anyways, they are buying up. Again, still, they have been for quite some time. There's record numbers of gold purchases that have happened with banks as well as, mutual funds and stuff like that. Their portfolios have increased from around 5% up to 20 to 25% physical gold and silver. So they, like I said, don't pay attention to what they say. Let's watch what they do. There's a reason for that. Okay. Most of the things I've been paying attention to lately pertaining to gold and video news, It has been a little redundant yesterday. Everybody just keeps waiting to find out. I know they're saying officially we know who the presidente is, but again, it's funny to listen to people go, until that guy has walked into the office and the other one has walked out, we're just going to say we're up in the air about it, which is really funny. Anyway, so what happened over here? Wow, Bitcoin got up to 41,946, almost to 42,000, and then dropped down to 35. Now, again, you guys, that's the one thing about cryptocurrencies. They're very volatile. Okay, they go up and down just like gold, silver prices do, just like stock. Except for when cryptocurrencies do it, they do it in a much more dramatic fashion. I mean, it will scare the crap out of you if you're not used to seeing these types of swings. As you can see, for now, it's slowed down. But I do believe this sucker got down to 28,000, I think is one of the articles talked about. We saw Ethereum drop down to 800. As you can clearly see, it has rebounded and it's up almost 4%. Nice little rebound. So what happens a lot of time, these guys, people will, well, that's sexist. Let me say it this way. Investors, how's that, you guys? Anyways, investors, what happens is, let's say, again, I bought a bunch of Ethereum at about $600 each. All of a sudden, you get up to around 13. Well, then I'll sell a big portion or all of them, and take my profits, or half of them and take my profits. And if it drops down again, when it gets down pretty low, then I'll turn around and take all that money and buy Ethereum again. So basically what happens, it keeps increasing the amount you're holding because you're grabbing the profits, selling, waiting for the dip, buying it when it's cheaper, which means you get them for a whole lot more. So again, this could be that it's a market correction. A lot of people are just trying to grab a big chunk of those profits. But I did show you a chart back in 2017 and 18 when it went up really quick, and then all of a sudden it lost about a little more than half its value quickly. So keep an eye on this. Again, don't panic when it happens. You want to make sure that you're paying attention so that you don't lose everything. And what happened again? Coinbase went down. How magically Coinbase always goes down when there's a huge loss taking place with cryptocurrencies. This is another reason why I don't trust them. Okay? But having said that, I always tell everybody, look, there is a window of opportunity, in my opinion, in which we can profit off it, and I think we're in that window. Yes, you're going to see these huge swings like that. So you should be looking at this as buying this on the dip. It was on sale. Just like we talk about gold and silver, this is buying it on the dip, and you can see it's already rebounding. As a matter of fact, in case you weren't paying attention, you see XRP went all the way back up there to, where was it? It was in this 37, 38 cents. It went back up there again. It was after we were wondering whatever happened to, where you at? Whether it would recover after that huge drop once it got down around 19 cents or so. Look at it, peaked up here at one time at 36 cents, started to get back up there again, 35 cents. I mean, it dropped down to 28 cents. So if you bought it when it was 19 cents, you more than doubled your money. You know what I mean? Or close to it. So, and it's starting to go up again as well. So it's cheaper to get. Now, the crazy thing that blew my mind was the value of XLM. And look at XLM's on a run again. This thing used to teeter around 7-8 cents for the longest time, and then 12-13. And now it's up there around 26 cents. It did get up there pretty good. So as you can clearly see, they're starting to rebound a little by a little, and even Bitcoins you're going to see start to go up. So it could be a market correction. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's a market correction. And then, so we'll just watch it and see what happens. But that's the scary thing about cryptocurrencies. Like overnight, it could just be gone. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to be careful about risking a lot of money when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I know a lot of people out there love them to death, but I'm saying, for me, this is my opinion, this is what I do, just to stay on the safe side. I keep, very little, well, not very little, that's a lie. I got thousands of dollars, but they're discretionary funds for me. I tell myself, I set a limit and I leave it in there at that limit is what I do. All right, so look, right now might be a good time. There's a link in the description as it's going up. It's going up pretty quick. So there's a link in the description if you want to buy some cryptocurrencies and catch these suckers on the way up. Okay, if you follow the link that's down below in the description, it'll give you $10 free just for following the link. Go check it out. Jump on that bandwagon. So here's what these people were saying. I told you they kind of go back and forth on all the hype regarding cryptocurrencies. You got one extreme telling you, hey, it's going to be $1 million coin. Then you got another extreme going, hey, you could lose it all overnight. Here's what happened. A market wrap. Bitcoin did plunge down to 30,000. And then Ethereum actually dropped down to 800. You want to talk about a recovery. It went from 800 back up over what we just saw. What the hell was it? It was, almost 1,100. That's a pretty good jump up there at $300. It's not too bad at all. $300, 800 is just below 50% of that value. So if you bought it when it was 800, you just made a pretty good chunk of change. Anyways, as Bitcoin's plunged to as low as 30,305, was intensified from leveraged long derivative liquidation. See, that's what's happening. People are jumping on the profits that they made off of them is what they did. So the same with Ethereum. So Bitcoin traded around 33,277 and then slipped 10% within 24 hours. Within a 24-hour range, that's a pretty good drop. But anyways, within the 24-hour range after that, it went from 30,000 back up to 38. Bitcoin above the 10 hour, but was well below 50-hour moving average. So, again, cryptocurrencies have huge swings like this. If you're on heart medicine, you probably don't want to be invested into cryptos because this is what happens. So it's really hard to try to guess or time the market. You know what I mean? So you just tell yourself, look, I'm disciplined. I'm keeping my money in these cryptocurrencies. No matter what happens on the market, I'm going to ride this sucker either all the way to it hits zero or all the way into it hits a level that you think is good for you. But, you can't be one of these people. You bought them at 10 cents a token and then told yourself, well, if it hits 30 cents, I'm selling everything. It hits 30 cents, you sell everything, but you see it keep going up to 50% or 50 cents and you're like kicking yourself in the ass. You can't do that when it comes to investing. You have to tell yourself, this is what I'm going to do and stick to it. And you can't look back, all right, in either way. You can't be one of these people that said, oh, man, I'm going to get a little extra. Then the next day, all your money's gone and go, man, and looking back at it. No, you got to trust your judgment, all right? So just leave them where they are. Like I said, there's a window of opportunity, and I'm sticking to my window so far unless something really drastic happens. But yeah, I've seen it do this several times. All right, you guys. So it's a Bitcoin's price crumbled over the past 24 hours. We know this. And anyways, it's in a 19-hour span. The world's largest cryptocurrency fell by 8,600. Woo, man, over 22%. Yikes. Ouch. Yep, that's what happened. So, as far as people are going, what are you doing? I'm just leaving it there, you guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to touch it. I've seen it do this before. So I'm just going to ride this sucker all the way through. That's what I'm going to do. Again, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, people keep asking me all the time. I've said this a million times. I don't have any faith in them. I mean, there's a couple of them I think have really good case purposes, but the truth of the matter is these are just fiat currencies. There's nothing supporting them. Now, I have heard rumors that I think there is a cryptocurrency that's out there that's backed by gold. That's nice. You know what I mean? But the thing is, anything that's digital, and even though it's got open code source and everything else, and it's supposed to have full transparency, I just don't trust it. What's to keep somebody from secretly dropping another 1 trillion tokens and using it in transactions, and we just don't see it on the market? You know what I mean? We can say the same thing with fiat dollars, but So anyways, so yeah, I'm aware of this plunge, and just so you guys are aware, it does happen a lot. So like I said, if you have a bad heart, don't worry about it. You see it rebound, but look at this article here. Again, they tell you, they get all panicky. They jump on a bandwagon. So when it's shooting up, they tell you these articles, hey, this is the greatest thing ever. But when it drops, it says you could lose everything. So that's the thing about these types of markets. I mean, articles. Prepare to lose all your money. Regulator blunt warning on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Well, let's see what they're saying. The UK financial regulator on Monday issued a very blunt warning about the rise of the Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The warning was prompted by firms offering investments in cryptocurrencies or lending or investments linked to cryptocurrencies, the promise of high returns. Well, you can't promise those types of things. I believe here in the United States, it's really illegal for you to do that. The regulator said that it had 5 concerns: consumers' protections, price volatility, product complexity, charges and fees, and marketing materials. There's no guarantee that crypto assets can be converted back into cash. Converting a crypto asset back to cash depends on the demand and supply existing in the market, which is the truth. But I believe there are some laws out there that say they have to have in a escrow account X amount of dollars equivalent to the amount that's outstanding. So in other words, it's just like fractional banking. You know what I mean? Somewhere along those lines. Similar, I should say. So yeah, look, in any investment, this is always possible. Always. I don't care what the investment is. There's always a possibility you can lose it all. That's in all, not in gold or silver, of course, but in all investments. Whether it's collector's items, paintings, there's always something that can cause them to lose all their values. So yes, you guys, I had some good chats with you guys. A lot of you guys are like, Pimpy, I didn't panic, but I'm just curious about your opinion. Good, don't panic, all right, you guys? Don't panic, but just be aware, and that's why I've said it many times, they do have these huge swings up and down, huge swings. So, again, that chart that I showed you, when it went up really quick and came down really quick, that's always possible. So you guys, just what you should do is this. You got to set, you have to discipline yourself. You have to set the value of the cryptocurrency that you own. You have to tell yourself, I'm just going to use XRP as an example. Let's say you bought them when they were all 20 cents. You bought a bunch of them. And you want to make some money. Well, obviously, if it goes to 40 cents, you've doubled your money. 60 cents, you tripled it. So you have to tell yourself, how much is a good earnings to you? You know what I mean? Would you be happy if you spent $10,000 or invested $10,000 into XRP, and then all of a sudden, you sell it for $14,000 and you made a $4,000 profit in about 2 months? Would you be happy with that? Yeah, that's not bad at all. Now, that's not, you being rich, but even so, getting something's better than nothing, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm just using that as an example. But you might tell yourself, I put 10,000 in there. I bought it when there's 20 cents a coin. If it doubles, I'm selling everything. Once it hits, 40 cents, you sell everything. You've doubled your money after you take out fees and taxes, of course. You'll have just under what you doubling your money, which is not bad. You can most likely do that in a short period of time, the way cryptocurrencies have been moving. But then once you do that, you can't go back and go, man, it went from 40 cents to 60 cents. I could have tripled my money. You can't do that, because then what happens is then you get suckered into that trap. And you go, you know what? I'm just going to put everything back in there. And now you bought the coins when they were higher. You know what I mean? So you bought them when they're 20 cents, sold them when they're 40 cents, and then turn around and bought them when they were 60 cents. So don't do that, because you keep playing around with the market, trying to guess it or time it. You're going to lose everything. Okay? So set a goal. Tell yourself, this is how much money I put in there. This is how much I want to make. Once you do it, then sell it all. Okay? There are other people going, man, I'm just going to keep it in there forever. Congratulations, more power to you. But whatever you're going to do, make sure you stick to your guns, discipline yourself, and you'll be just fine. All right, you guys? But yeah, I'm aware of it. I saw the market. And again, I think it's funny that when the market's doing really great, it talks about how you could be a millionaire. And when it starts to tank, it goes, man, you could lose everything. Okay? Now, I heard this story is going around. I think I already addressed this, but I'll talk about it again. The story's going around about the dam going to break over there in China, and then all of a sudden, Bitcoin's going to lose all of its value. First of all, China doesn't own Bitcoin. The company is in Canada. China has the largest amount of Bitcoin being mined. They mine the coins. So yeah, in that sense, they have a lot of it over there. So let me kind of throw a scenario to you. If you think about this, let's pretend like the dam breaks. Oh, good Lord. Hopefully just the buildings are destroyed, but the people are spared. Nonetheless, all those equipment that they've used to mine Bitcoin is now disastrous. It is gone. It has been wiped out. So if the people who are mining Bitcoin, the number of people mining Bitcoin has now been reduced. It hasn't gone away. There's people to mine it all around the world. But the number of people mining the coin is reduced. That means there are less Bitcoins. It's more scarce. It would be harder to get. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's not enough people mining the coins. So scarcity, usually when it comes to things like collector's items, or in this case, for me, like I collect coins, when the mintages are low, there's more value to it. So if the flood causes these people who mine them to lose their equipment, and it reduces the amount of people who mine the coins, then that means there's a scarcity to it. That means it's going to drive the value up. See what I'm saying? Because there's not that many of them out there. Now that's taken the collector's approach to it. If you have these billionaires buying a ton of coins, but all of a sudden the mining companies aren't producing the amount of coins that need to be made available for all these rich people to keep buying up these coins, well, then that makes the coin more valuable. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Anyways, you guys, that's it for now, man. Let me know what you think. Don't panic. Just hang tight. Buy on the dip. Okay? All right, anyways, that's it. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.